Good morning, guys. Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 12th of May, 2022. So I'm going to do a quick rundown on the market. Obviously, Bitcoin's continued its bleed, taking everything with it as well. Luna, same. UST, same. Now it's starting to, kind of roll over into Tether as well. So there's a lot going on. And I want to kind of just take a step back and just focus on global markets. Obviously when we take a look at the S&P, it's taken a downturn, right? When we look at the Dow Jones, it's taken a downturn. Same with the Nasdaq, same with some of the global markets and so on. Indices are down across the board. This is a global problem, right? This is something that was a precursor to I said that wrong. This was going to happen anyway, right? This was already happening. It was in the process of happening. If you're kind of paying attention to things that are happening around the world. And the UST Luna situation, if you remember, I did say that I didn't feel, that the depegging of UST was the reason for Bitcoin going down in the first place. Bitcoin was actually starting to run lower before this happened, right? So these are just kind of the cover up. I don't really like saying it that way, but this is kind of just focus your attention on UST, focus your attention on Luna, and then you start to miss everything else that's going on, and you're not looking at things, objectively and being able to kind of ascertain what to do with this information. I'm avoiding reading things about this so-called crypto winter and this bear market and all of this kind of negative rhetoric that starts to come out of markets like this. When we focus on what's happening, then the speculation and things like this, they can't affect your analysis. They can't affect your decision-making process. So with Bitcoin, the liquidity that was down here is just gone, been decimated, right? Completely finished, taken out. Low was 25,400, give or take. I believe that's right. Yeah, 25,400, which is the current low where we're sitting right now. Had a little bit of relief from there, which is great. That's fine. But there's a lot of imbalances over here. And obviously the next level of liquidity is going to be down here around about sort of 19,500. So we were expecting 28,000. Those who are in my Discord, and if you're not in the Discord, the link's in the description below. You guys know that we were very, very confident, right? That price was going to be going down to 28,000. I posted a video saying 30,000 to 28,000 confirmed. I also confirmed this, privately to a lot of people who thankfully have not engaged in the markets whatsoever, right? Which is good. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I'm just saying be very cautious, be mindful, be careful. Don't engage in the markets when they're like this because it's dangerous, right? Unless you are shorting Bitcoin, which I absolutely do not recommend anybody does unless you know what you're doing. That's not financial advice. That's just the reality of it. Then stay away from the markets, right? There's obviously opportunities there to be scooping up, some great discounts on projects that we're already in. Fantastic. These projects aren't just going to disappear overnight. It would require Bitcoin to go all the way down to sort of like, to 10,000, say, and Binance to get absolutely crushed, for a lot of these projects to cease to exist, right? And it is a possibility. That is a possibility because a project that is dependent on the Binance Smart Chain, right, is also dependent on the price of Binance, which is also dependent on the price of Bitcoin, and it all kind of links together. So we've got to be careful, right? Have to be careful, got to be mindful. Focus on projects that have solid teams, focus on projects that have sound fundamentals, and kind of ride through this wave. So we've got this first initial drop from all-time high. We've got a rally, and we can start to see the structure now, right? We can start to see how all of this plays out. We had a move up, pull back, move up, all-time high, move down, rally, another second leg down. And this could potentially be the one that's going to take us down into 20,000. Don't really want to say that. It makes me, it irritates me saying that, but that's the reality of the analysis. We have to be objective, right? So unless we get a little bit of relief now, because remember, this is a prolonged move to the downside in terms of, it's matured. Right, the move's matured enough now for us to say, okay, this is a pretty decent move to the downside. So for this to be reversed, we would need a real push to the upside to take this high out. So this may last a while, right? This may last a while. We go over to Binance again. Binance basically just went straight through, and this is something else I was looking at. Yeah, that's okay. So Binance has basically ran straight through, that liquidity. It's deep into this larger liquidity pool now as well. And it did hit almost 200, 205, and it's had a bit of a bit of a bounce from there. Again, great, but still, we would need, and you can see the almost capitulation part now. Obviously, this pause made it worse. When price does this and then it pauses, it neutralizes or resets that next move that's going to start, and obviously the elongated acceleration, and velocity tends to happen a little bit further down than where it would normally do. So for example, if price started here and it started to do this without any pause and really go, we might have stopped on that last portion around about sort of 225. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but the reality is it is a big deal because it capitulates the move and then gets us going back to the upside. But with the pause, there is no capitulation. There's none of that absolute end point, and then price has no choice but to go the other way because all the liquidity is dried up. We didn't get that on Binance, on Bitcoin, on anything really. Okay, so again, this may very well be the start of something to come. Excuse me, the start of something to come. But again, we're just gonna have to be patient. Here's Ethereum. Obviously, ran straight through its liquidity, stopped right at the point, which again, I was saying that Ethereum was showing a little bit of strength in terms of everything that was going on. But I've also and always maintained that if Bitcoin starts to run, everything is going to follow suit, period. There's no question about that. I've always made that very, very clear. It is what it is. You can't, the market just cannot simply stop moving if Bitcoin is really taking a downturn. So we need a settle point. This is the thing, right? And we're going to kind of just take everything off the charts for now. There's nothing really that we need to be paying attention to, in terms of real key levels. The only thing, like I said, that is important right now is this level down here, okay? And unless we start to move to the upside, then expect this to continue, expect more of this crap. Let's go over to UST. Obviously, this tried to recover. We went all the way up to around about sort of 80, 85 expected. For those that were in the Discord, I've made a mention of this. And then we've since started to pull all the way back. So it looks like this is getting, very messy now. Yeah. And I'm not going to report on UST in the sense of what I feel is going to happen. I can see the liquidity and how price is moving, what people are doing in terms of buying and selling, the arbitrage opportunities and all of this that people are taking advantage of. But there's nothing really to note in terms of anything different. This either gets back to parity or it doesn't. That's as simple as it gets. And obviously we're going to be able to watch this as it unfolds. We'll be keeping an eye on it. Luna's getting absolutely destroyed. We had a bounce here, almost at $6. But since then, it's just bled and bled and bled. And this is the reason again why I was saying to people, don't engage. Just don't engage with Luna, but just be really, really careful. It's one of those situations when you see it, you're like, it's so low, I may as well take a punt, right? And I think sometimes what that does is it causes, or at least reinforces that kind of behavior to take a shot on something that doesn't really make sense, Now, I'm not saying don't. Like me personally, I haven't touched Luna. I don't want to touch it. But for me, it makes no sense because I don't want to do anything that's going to be reinforcing poor decision making. That's the point that I'm trying to make, and this is something that I used to do all the time. I would have jumped into this 15 years ago. Jumped into this. I've done it so many times before, but obviously over the years, when you become a little bit mature in your trading and investing, and you start to realize, actually there's so many opportunities out there and so many places where you could put your money. And it be safer. Why would I want to engage in something like Luna, for example, right? So I'll just make a quick mention as well, in the video, that those influencers out there that are using this as an opportunity to, again, abuse their followers, and profit from it, I think you're disgusting human beings. I just wanted to put it out there because I'm seeing a lot of that happening as well. And that's it, guys. So that's the rundown for today, at least for the morning, the morning review. Just having a quick look again. Yeah, there's just expect more, right? Just expect more. We need a bit of relief. Right? So I'm going to continue to do these market reviews. I'll keep an eye on the markets, obviously, throughout the day. If I see anything of interest, I'll let you guys know. And I'll be in the Discord as always. If you're not already there, the link is in the description below. And just be careful, stay safe, and I will catch up with you guys in a little while. Take care.